amma dai lissafin bai je musu ba tunda bai je gama hausu ba sun shaka an ci abba da wasa wallahi. Romo! Ana ko buwa ke nuna kwarewarsa.
So even though it's Friday and people were out for Jumat and the rest of that, so that image was like, oh, everybody came out to see Kolu in Kano. So if anybody tells you that Kolu is not popular in Kano, go and watch that video. I actually saw the Ronokus reference that. Dan Tata, the is it the matriarch of the Dan Tata family, died at a very ripe age of over 90. I don't know his age. But the children, women, and men, farmers mostly, in Riyom, in Plateau State, they will never understand. I mean, they will never know what it feels like to grow old to 90. To even grow to 50. They will never know what that feels like. And then to now kind of realize that while these communities were being attacked in Riyom 2 days ago, and the people there were calling out, they were calling on the security, the military, the Nigerian army to come to their rescue because they were under attack. No response, not a single one, for hours. This is not like invading people's homes or from one house to another. I'm talking about from one community to the other community, to the other community, to another community. Hours of carnage, violence. And they succeeded in killing over 40 people. Only for us to now hear that. Like what we witnessed, what we witnessed in Bayelsa yesterday. So that's exact thing that happened, and even worse in Riyom. Their governor was there earlier today with some security and some journalists too, and they witnessed the survivors shared their experience. Nigerian army, they were protecting Fulani terrorists in Riyom. The terrorists that came and slaughtered over 40 people, including children. I didn't say that. Maybe you should hear from them.
These men are abusing, supporting Fulani.
We have asked if the soldiers will not protect us, leave us alone and see if we can.
The security agencies that are stationed up here, they are here. This is the road. This is the church. Almost getting to 1 hour, they are trying to have access to this church, and the security agents are here. We are all hidden here. We just hide. But we saw them. They just give them back up. That's just the truth. I'm an eyewitness of what happened. So they started the active operation around 3:30 3:30.
Sector Commander, have you made any arrests? But your security people saw the people. You engaged them. You didn't, none of them was wounded. None of them was arrested. Does that speak well of the operation?
Oh, well, I thought this 0 point.
But let me promise you, Riyom will not come down. Amen. By the grace of God, we will use every means at our disposal to make sure that this genocide comes to an end.
Amen.
I don't know who will tell me that what happened yesterday is farmers' herders clash. This is an act of terrorism. This is pure genocide. And I can assure you that we'll escalate this matter.
Sir, to your notice, I'm not against the commander, but the commander is not consistent with his own statement. Yesterday he said a different thing, and today he's giving a different report. What the youth leader said is what he said yesterday, that the Fulani that we are coming here overpower their men and they block their men so they don't have entrance to this community, and that led this massacre. Sir, I want to tell you again that I said it yesterday to the GOC, and I'm repeating it today in the hearing of the commander, that his men are busy supporting Fulani even in grazing. And farmland destruction is continuing without any hindrance.
To the best of my knowledge, this place, starting from Shonung to Lua to Fang to Bachi to Masik, has had and has been under attack since 1996. But this particular one beats my imagination. It truly beats my imagination, what I'm hearing. It appears, sir, that I do know we have good soldiers and we have good military people, but there are certainly some bad eggs, and the bad ones are really bad. I think they need to fish those out and get them out. Sometime in the past we have asked if the soldiers will not protect us, leave us alone and see if we can find one. Otherwise, it does not make sense. You are said to come and defend this people, and the people are being killed right on their nose.
The security agencies that are stationed up here, they are here. This is the road, security agencies. This is the church. Almost getting to 1 hour, they are trying to have access to this church, and security agents are here. We are all hidden here. We just hide, but we saw them. They just give them back up. That's just the truth. I'm an eyewitness of what happened. So they started the active operation around 3:30 a.m. That is on Tuesday. Honestly,
Eyewitness account. Survivors of the attacks. While their state governor was standing there, representing the state authority. That's the number one guy. The commander of the military base that is next to them was standing there. And an eyewitness said, we saw Nigerian soldiers from where we were hiding. They spent an hour trying to break into this church. We were hiding. We saw them. It was more or less like the Nigerian military were giving them backup. And let us kind of not rush into conclusion, as some people will say. Like, what if the terrorists are the ones putting on the military uniform? Because they do. Right. Then we can move from there and go and take the word of the commander, who at that same gathering told the governor that the terrorists overpowered them before they attacked the village. But they engaged them. And the governor then take the governor's word, which said, who asked his question, he asked that, hey, if you engage these terrorists, did you shoot or kill any of them? No. Did you arrest any of them? No. How? Like, terrorists engaged with soldiers and not even single one sustained a gunshot. Not a single one is arrested. Baba, be honest. Nigerian soldier has compromised as this APC, Egbekebe have made them. Should Nigerian soldier go enter your area, you can't here say they shoot gun versus gun. People have died. And then the military says, oh yeah, we engaged them, but they overpowered us. Oh, they overpowered you. Does that mean that some of your members also sustained injuries? No. The terrorists didn't sustain any injury? No. No arrest? No. So can we now go back to the eyewitness that said the soldiers actually were there providing backup for the terrorists? Can we? Because that would be my own theory. And I will believe the eyewitness. Because there are those who survived among people who didn't. But yeah, it's just the same rhetoric again and again. Yeah? The same rhetoric, the same talk, all talk, no action. Is it not the same Muftang, Abimutfang, the Plateau State governor that went to Abuja and gave accolade to Tifnumbu? Is it not the same Muftang that cannot pronounce the name of those behind the terrorism? He mentioned it, they said it's ethnic cleansing, it's a genocide, it's a this. By who? This is a terrorism. By who? Say it. The Fulani terrorist. He won't. So that makes everything he's saying right there just words. Nothing, no substance, no nothing. When another community or another local government areas begin to pick the bodies of their own, the bodies of their own loved ones from the forest, the same crew of the state government, security guys, and the media, they will go there, turn on the camera in the face of the survivors to tell their stories all over again. All over again. The terrorists that have been killing, the ones that I believe is the reason why Nigeria will eventually break up. Eventually. When they are done. In the last 10 years, they have succeeded in attacking the Nigeria food chain. Farms have been destroyed. Farmers have been slaughtered in their thousands over the years. Farmers' families have been displaced far away from their ancestral lands. And the only solution that the people in authority could provide was to negotiate peace deal between their killers as well as their victims, the survivors. They are telling their survivors to learn how to live with their killers for the sake of national unity. They will dare not say the name. They won't mention those killing people. We know them. And mentioning them is considered as a national threat. What the heck is going on? I ask myself this all the time. Like, this is not normal. Of course, it's not normal. Like, the government, people in authority are so afraid to actually come out and say, these terrorists are Fulani terrorists, and we must deal with them right there and then. No, they want to be politically correct. None of them want to, none of them want to be the ones to be accused of taking out the Fulani terrorists, because by then, they will no longer be called terrorists. They will say, oh, that person is killing Fulanis. It is that kind of complicated, but not complicated, because you have a system that is so compromised that the truth would have to do so much to be heard. And being heard doesn't mean that you will kind of get the justice. No, truth won't get you justice. But you will work so hard to get heard of your truth. And that truth is that break up that contraption and save lives. Do you know how many lives you will be saving the moment you say, you know what, let everybody control their own regions? Now, you will tell me the kind of rights, abiru audacity that you have, and say because you are one Fulani from somewhere with AK-47, then you have the right to encroach in the eastern Nigeria or the western part of Nigeria, not even the middle belt part of Nigeria. Because by then people would actually have the chance of defending their own territorial integrity, something, a sovereign right that they submitted, we didn't do, but allegedly submitted to these rogues to defend us, protect us, so that every one of us will need to carry gun. But right now, those who are supposed to protect us are telling us that no, we should learn how to live with it. But when everybody goes their separate ways, or everybody goes their separate ways the second time, yeah, that simply means that for you to now have the audacity, whether now with your cows or with your bikes. So the fourth then, I mean, nobody would have to point to anybody anymore. So if in the western part of Nigeria, Yoruba land, they come in and do the same thing they are currently doing, nobody will blame Nigeria. Will blame those in charge of Yoruba land then. If they do same in any other part of the regions, nobody will say, oh, it's because somebody is using federal power anymore. No. It will be the fault of those in charge of that place. And I kind of believe that will never happen. Never. You know, that is the moment every one of us believes that somehow, no matter how much you probably see it, somehow every one of us should possibly be agitating, like the Biafrans, the IPOB are agitating for the Biafrans. Many of you have been raised and somehow socially conditioned to despise or hate the IPOB for God knows every other thing you've been, yeah? But there is no single court in any part of this world, not in the corrupt judiciary of Nigeria, nowhere. As the IPOB being convicted of any crime, let's even kind of accept the crimes against them. What is the genesis of the IPOB? What is the drive that makes so many of them ready to die for what they believe in, like Biafra or death? There are Biafrans who believe that. Right? Why? Because they believe that no matter how worse the Biafra becomes, it will never be close to what Nigeria is right now. And you see, there are people who believe that strongly. You may look at them and be like, now Elijah, how come you know fit on your Biafra today? Listen, many of them who believe that the moment the eastern part of Nigeria or any part that becomes part of that Biafra in the eastern part of Nigeria, the moment they are no longer under Nigeria, being influenced by those in Abuja and their collaborators in Owerri, Umuahia, Oka, or Abakaliki, Abina Enugu. Those who are their local reps there, who are always beholden to Abuja, once they are no longer part of this contraption, they can deal with their problems. Sink or swim. They won't have to blame anybody anymore. That's legit. Do you understand? Peacefully. But the criminals, the owners of Nigeria, the rogues who want the rest of us to actually live, not live or exist and die just like a statistic, like a number. They want this contraption together, not for you and me, but for themselves. So they've waged enough financial, so they have enough financial war chest to push enough propaganda to make you hate the idea that centralized contraption has given everyone nothing, like in general, except for the minute, that microscopic few. They're not even up to 1% of the Nigeria's alleged population, right? But they are holding everyone down and telling everyone that no matter what you are going through right now, just endure. It's going to be better later. And if it's not better when you are still here or till you die, don't worry, maybe your children will be better. And you and I know it won't. Their actions and their everyday action